سلام، خیلی خوش اومدیم به یه ویدیوی یوتیوب دیگه. امروز یه سورپرایز براتون دارم. این همه به من داخل دایرکت گفتین که با استاد آوازت ویدیو بگیر، ببینیم که نظر اون درباره خواننده هامون چیه. و امروز استادم اومده اینجا تا تحلیل کنه صدای خواننده هامون و کنسرتاشونو.
Hello, my name is Terrence. I am from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm currently working at the Institute of Music at UCSI University as the assistant professor of music. And I'm a vocal coach as well as a choir conductor.
First singer, his name is شجریان، همایون شجریان.
I think he has a very nice vocal agility.
Yeah, this style is called sunnati in Iran.
I mean, there's a huge cultural element in his singing, which I find it quite impressive, which I think he delivered it quite well. Because I don't really know about the song. I don't know the language as well, but can see that whatever things that he did is actually quite convincing. Yeah, so I think the conviction is there and he really brings out whatever things that is needed for the song.
As I told you, this is style is sunnati, like something like that. I don't know about it, you know? Okay. It's so hard, but it's in Iranian music, but he's one of the best. We cannot compare anyone to him in his style. So, out of 10, what's your score?
To me, it's 8, around 8, because of him sitting down to perform the song. That's why I feel the energy driven is like almost there, but it's not there yet. That's how I feel the live performance energy. Because if we are physically there watching his live, maybe the energy, we will feel it a bit different.
It's not because of his voice or the way he's singing.
No. Definitely it's not. I feel the voice is nice. Maybe standing up, perform, and try to engage with the audience might brings out a little bit more energy.
Next singer, his name is Majid Razavi, and he's singing in pop genre.
I guess it's like, I mean, his first video, when he started to get engaged with the audience, then I think it really gives a different kind of vibes, different kind of energy level to his performance as compared to the first one who sat down. There's so much runs in the performance, but I personally felt that it could be a little bit more convincing in terms of how he runs the notes. Singing is like how we send message to the audience through melodies, through harmonies. Doing runs is like you need to make sure every notes can be heard crystal clear, very crisp. So that really depending on your vocal agilities. Make sure every notes are there, are clear enough to. It's not like a slur thing like you just dragging the notes from the left to the right. No, it's not a dragging kind of motion, but it's the hitting kind of motion. So you hit every single note and make sure the notes are there, and then you run it in the exact tempo, exact speed that you want to do it for the songs. But when you do in a faster tempo, faster speed, you need to make sure it's crystal clear. I'm not saying that the runs that he is doing is not right or whatsoever. But to me, because I don't understand the language, I don't understand the culture, so it depends on the song. It's the same concept as in like belting. Are we supposed to press it on our chest a little bit more, or should we give the space a bit more opportunities? But one thing I like about him is he is controlling his strength quite well. Like the song, even though it's very punch, but he didn't over push his voice in order to match with the punch of the music. That is something which I think a lot of young singers, they don't know how to control it. When the music is become heavier, they will go heavy as well. That is like one of the stuff that we don't want the singers to do. So I think he controlled the strength quite well.
Which score you give him out of 10?
I think it's around 8 as well.
The next one, her name is Googoosh. She is one of the oldest singer in Iran and she's very famous.
خیلی سخته ولی چاره ندارم جاده فریاد میزنه
Yeah, can see that she is definitely one of the legends. Age is like one of the aspects to prove the kind of training that a singers had in the earliest days. There are a lot of legends in the music industry. When they reach to a certain age, they lost a lot of foundation and basic elements of singing. There are a lot of aspects. It could be, health issues. It could be many kind of aspects. But age definitely can take away something. At the same time, it will also be able to prove how did they manage themselves in the earliest days when it comes to vocal performance. One thing I like about her performance is that she still has the control. I don't know how she sounded back then, but at least at her current state, I think she still has the control and she still can sustain a note nicely, breath control, everything is still there. But again, she is who she is. How old is she? 70, yeah. For 70 years old, I mean, for singers at that age, it's like if she can still do the sustainability of her breathing so well, it's something that is already very impressive at her age. That long notes is quite impressive with all the runs and all these kind of things. If I were there at a live show, I would definitely cheer for her as well.
And out of 10?
I'll give it 9.
9! Yeah. Wow! Okay. Because some people criticize her that if you cannot sing in a good way, please don't sing and don't set any concerts because we come to your concerts because of your voice. What do you think about this? That she needs to stop it or something like that?
No, I don't think she should stop. I think audience needs to know that when a person become a legend, there's a reason behind. You cannot compare a legend with a youngster. The youngster has so much fire. The legends, they are already moving towards to the end of their career. If they are still doing what they love, we should actually compliment them. And to me, when it comes to admiring the legends or the seniors in the music industry who have contributed to the music industry so much, we need to always appreciate their effort.
Even when they cannot sing in a proper way.
Well, there must be a reason why they are the legends. Why would you categorize this lady as a legend? Is it because she had contributed into the vocal scene in Iran back then that inspired a lot of youngsters who want to sing today? Maybe, right? So I don't think we should underestimate what they have done to the music industry. Yeah, it's something that we should appreciate because in conclusion, if they were not exist in those days, we might suffer the consequences. Yeah, we might suffer the consequences.
I've never noticed this.
Yeah, so they have built a certain things for us, the next generations, to follow. We can change a lot of things. We can change it to our own way, but we cannot underappreciate their effort to the music industry. So I don't know what she has done to the music culture in Iran, but if you categorize her as a legend, definitely she had contributed it to the music industry in Iran in some way. Yeah, so it's something that we should admire because if not because of them, we won't have today.
Honestly, that was a new perspective. Ready? Fariz with Farizin. What do you think about Farzad?
It's just a personal preference. I will prefer slightly brighter tone. And again, it could be the context issues. Maybe the song require a darker one. Maybe, I'm not too sure. Also, personal preference. I feel that the space that he is creating for his voice can be a little bit larger. Yeah, rather than keep it so small. Right now, it's a bit too small for me.
What do you mean about space? The space that is in our mouth?
Yes, it's like the space that we are creating, right? The resonance that we are creating. His vocal is also quite impressive. Definitely can tell he has a certain good foundation in his singing techniques. But again, personal preference, bigger space would be better and slightly brighter tone color. Yeah, because we don't want the vocals to be drowned in the lower frequency of sound. You get what I mean? Sound has a frequency. So the brighter frequency and the darker frequency, I think, is where the singers need to find the balance. I cannot just put everything, just like that. Sometimes I need to make sure there's a clarity. So for us to bring out the clarity, they might need to look into how we adjust our vocal positions.
What's his point out of 10?
I will give it around 8.
8? Wow, no one's below 8. Okay. Next person, his name is Mohsen Yegane, and we can say that in pop genre, he's one of the legends. He's a singer, songwriter, producer. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I like his performance. I think it's because he is a singer-songwriter. That's why he knows how to fit his vocals into the music very, very well. I can hear that the vocals and the music, they are together. They are like 2 in 1. That kind of package. It's not like vocals is vocals, music is music. So I think it's because of his understanding of the harmonies, the music, as well as because he writes his own music. He understands how groove functions. He understands the importance of dynamics in performance. So that gives the listener another type of pleasure. But again, singers comes first than the songwriting, because that's why it's called singer-songwriters, right? Yeah. We never say songwriters, singers. So in the end, no matter how good you are, if you want to become a singer-songwriter, vocal performance is still a thing. So to become a singer-songwriter is like having 2 different identities. One is singers, one is songwriters. So you need to be good at both. And one thing about him, because he is a songwriter, so he knows what fits him well. Yeah, so it's like the stuff that he wrote definitely is something that he can carry vocally. So it's one of the examples of how good singers-songwriters can survive in the music industry. Yeah, not only you need to know how to write, not only you need to know how to sing, but you need to know what to write for yourself.
So how about his vocal?
I think his vocals is great. I mean, just judging from the vocal performance itself, I think he has a very nice tone color. It cuts through. I mean, cutting through is very important.
What does it mean exactly, cutting through?
It's like whistling, very tiny bit, but then it cuts through, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, small size, but very loud.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant, cut through. Like imagine in an orchestra, you know piccolo, the smaller size of the flute.
Okay.
Yeah, the smallest one, we call it piccolo. It's the shortest instruments, but it's the most cut-through instruments in an orchestra. So for our singing, we need to find that kind of ability for our voice to cut through. So again, it's the balance between on the vocal placement. Where do you place the words? Where do you place the voice? More understanding of different type of vocal register.
And out of 10?
I mean, personal taste, because I think I kind of like his performance. I will give it 9.5.
Wow. Okay, more Senegal 9.5. Next person, her name is Sahar, and she's a singer out of Iran because girls cannot sing in Iran, and you know all about it. What do you think about her?
Speaking from live performance perspective, I mean the mic control is one thing that every singers need to learn. But I feel like maybe it's because the balancing was not done it well before he started to sing, or maybe during the sound check they might switch up the volume a little bit too much to a point that she needs to hold the mic a little bit too far away from her. There's nothing wrong with pulling away the mics and not pulling it away. Some vocal coach, they would train their singers to control from their voice rather than control from the mics. I mean, control from the mic distance. So again, it's different perspective, different preferences. To me, I feel like if she could done the sound check by notifying what could be her loudest sound and her softer sound, and from there she can do the adjustment from the mixer. And then during the live show, because if we pull our mic too far away from us, the mics cannot capture the vocal clarities. Yeah, the mic is built to enhance our vocal qualities. So if we put it away too much, yes, it looks impressive because you have the loud voice, but it will take away the vocal qualities that a singer has. Usually we don't advise singers to take too far away from you. You can take it a little bit, sure, but make sure it's not here. That's how I feel. The clarity is not there.
And out of 10?
For this, I will give around 8.
You're so generous, but not for me. You're not generous for me.
Your studying is different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. You criticize me a lot in my singing. He's very peaky, like this one, but here, you're so generous. You want to tell something about this?
I mean, because they are all well-established singers. They have already set their performance directions. When it comes to the singers who have already established themselves well in the music industry, it's the overall maturity of the performance that we need to look into. For students who are studying, it's about the technique and the vocal exploration. How much can you actually do to help you to develop your voice? But once that is developed, then the next step is to look into the whole maturity of the performance directions. How mature are you on the stage? What else can you do in terms of the vocal deliverance?
His name is Aron Afshar, Aron, and he's performing in Iran. He's a pop singer again. But honestly, he's merging most of the genres like Sunnati as the first person. Sunnati pop or the Western riffs and runs. I can see in his vocal and I love him.
یک بیقرار دیوانه داری در کنج قلبم این خانه داری من عاشقم با تا زیبای نایا ای عشق کمیاب آرام نداره.
Okay, what do you think about him?
I think he's great. I like how free he is when he does the phrasing. You can feel the expressions in his phrasing. So that is actually quite impressive to do. When he did that kind of, so what we call is the push-pull techniques, like give in and then pull back, give in, and so it's like water, you know? Yeah. Flowing, natural flow. When he is doing that kind of flows, he didn't really compromise the vocals. Yeah, the placement is still spot on. Basically, everything is in shape. There's nothing much that I can comment about his singing apart from like quite expressive. Yeah.
Okay, what's his point?
To me, I think his voice has reached to a certain kind of levels, and in terms of the technicality, I think he has the most matured one so far. So I will give you a 9.5.
9.5, good. But no one is 10. I give him 10.
No, usually we leave some space for him.
Yeah. Next person, his name is Hamim.
راز نگاته چشم من هر شب براته بگو دنبال تو تا که من بگردم ماه شب تارم تو که باشی کنارم دیگه غم مگه دارم چیزی کم مگه دارم بگو اسم تو چی بذارم.
What do you think?
I think he is new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, can see that he is actually quite new. I think he probably needs more time to get more experience on stage. Maybe it's me. I feel that he has some kind of fear in his voice during his performance. And vocally, I think when we phrase a sentence, there is some kind of progressions. Like we don't make our sound monotonous all the way. Like I'm not going to say in this way. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
There should be some kind of I'm not going to say in this way.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of motions. So I think he lacks of that kind of things. Probably it's because he is still new. But again, well, new artist definitely needs more experience on stage. For now, I just find it a little bit unstable to me. His voice is good, but it's just that I feel like he is a bit scared to do more.
Out of 10?
For this, I think I will give about 7.
Okay, thank you. His name is Alini, and he's a pop singer, and he's performing in Iran. And honestly, in Iran, in their concerts, they cannot dance or something like that, even if when they are bored. And they need to have a long sleeve. They cannot have tattoos, and yeah, they have some restrictions.
مریض آدم کنه ازت واقعا پاره بابا مثل آهن شدم با توی تا زندگی برام بیشتر از این سخت بشه یکم به خودت بیا اساسمون سنگ میباد حتی اگه جنگ بشه دل من تو رو میگیرم.
Again, because it's a live concert, so there are a lot of aspects that could happen on the stage, especially a live concert like that. It could be maybe they have performed like vocally tired throughout the entire concert. So it's hard to judge that, you know, the current state of mind of this performance. But if it is just this performance itself, I feel like I couldn't feel the direction of the voice. Yeah, it's like the voice is not being planned in terms of where do you want the voice to go. So something to do with the vocal projections on how do we project the vocals in a nicer manner. The vocals can be projected across the whole studio. Right now, I just personally felt like the projection that he has is a little bit way behind and way inside. It's not fully out there yet. Yeah, but again, like I said, because there are many aspects that cause this in a live performance. It could be vocally tired, or maybe he just want to enjoy, he just want to relax himself and sing, yeah, and let the fans have fun. Yeah, so there are many factors. His voice is good, yeah, but just from this one small clips, I couldn't say much.
What's his point?
Just from this performance itself, 7.5.
This is the last performance. His name is Sirvan. He's a singer, songwriter, and he's a producer too.
To me, because I think he works a lot in the studio, so that makes him understand a little bit the type of vocal colors, as well as the type of the presentations that he wants to deliver. But to me, live concert is different games. A lot of time, the stuff that we do in the studio, we need to amplify it in live shows. The live energy level is definitely very much different than in the studio. Whatever things that we do in live show, we need to minus it in studio. Conversely, whatever things that we do in the studio, we need to magnify it. So, to me, I feel like he's a little bit overly control himself. Yeah, it could be because of the studio nature that he has been in. His voice is great. He knows how to present it. And that part have no issues. It's not live enough for us to feel the energy. The physical presentation is one thing. Vocal presentation is another thing. Our physical presence can help to boost our vocal presence. Yeah, so it's a two separate kind of stuff. One person can sit there, stand there without moving anything, but still deliver a nice vocal presentations.
Thank you. And what's his point?
To me, I would say about 7.5.
And I have a question. If you want to take a ticket and go to one of the singers' concert, which one you choose?
I would choose the singer-songwriter.
Oh,
and that's, yeah, I will choose to go.
واو. بچه ها محسن نگاره رو انتخاب کرد و واقعا محسن نگاره کارش خیلی خوبه. Yeah, he's so good. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. خب بچه ها رسیدیم به آخر ویدیو. امیدوارم که از این ویدیو لذت برده باشین. با هم حتما نظرتون رو برام بنویسین. اگرم دوست دارین بیشتر با استادم ویدیو بگیرم برام بنویسین حتما. مواظب خودتون باشین. I want to say goodbye. 1, 2, 3, bye.